the outskirts westward of Ahmedabad city lies a venture situated in a region that signifies the inception of a level, desolate terrain, concluding as the petite Rann of Kutch. The designated parcel is approached obliquely by a vehicular path, unveiling a sequence of Gulmohar trees along its eastern periphery. This diagonal panorama, constituting the initial encounter with the locale, is strategically utilized and transformed into the primary organizational axis for the dwelling. Strategic placement: the prominent architectural structures, the primary residence, swimming pool, pavilion, and the caretaker's abode, are aligned along the western boundary of the tract. Among these, auxiliary spaces are consolidated into an edge-like configuration adjacent to the shared border with the neighboring plot. This liberates the modest front garden to encircle the dwelling, traversing beyond the line of Gulmohar trees and extending into the expansive rear garden. This maneuver unifies the outdoor space into a ceaseless, unfolding cultivated landscape enveloping the residence. Structure and motion: the constituent segments of the dwelling, living, culinary, and sleeping quarters, are staggered in the north-south orientation, fashioning spacious verandas at the corners of the layout. Through these verandas, the living, kitchen, and dining zones unfold toward the front garden, while the bedrooms gaze upon the extensive rear garden and pool. By carving out partially open spaces in opposing and non-contiguous positions on the plan, the verandas induce a sensation of diagonal alignment for the dwelling. In the sectional view, the RCC gable roof is inclined and rotated relative to the plan, aligning its ridge along the same diagonal axis, connecting the two corner verandas below. Covering the entire architectural composition, the roof is only interrupted at the center by a sizable terrace room above the ground floor. This volume intersects the inclined roof, crafting a flat upper deck at the project's highest tier. Sculpted to echo the formal attributes of a ship's stern deck, this section of the dwelling offers optimal views of the surrounding natural panorama. The intersecting volumes of the residence create diverse elevations interconnected by a pathway originating from the dog-legged staircase on the ground level, traversing the terrace room above, turning and utilizing the inclined RCC roof as a ramp leading to the upper deck. From the shaded interiors at the ground level to its culmination in the vast sky, the overall scheme unfolds sequentially through this rhythmic motion, delivering a comprehensive encounter with the project's structural and spatial characteristics. Framework and materials: the endeavor employs a composite structural system comprising load-bearing brick walls and RCC columns. In proximity to the ground level, columns are bound by walls, while above, they stand independent to support the roof. The lower section of the dwelling is adorned with travertine stone externally, fashioned into a substantial base upon which the inclined RCC roof gracefully hovers. The roof ascends above the northeast veranda, descending and easing towards the opposite corner. Its projecting edges gain additional support from slender, circular MS columns, angled to receive the force from the projecting corners. These steel columns emulate the corner elements of a tent, imparting fluidity to the roof's expression. As one traverses the ground floor, the grandeur of the entrance diminishes into a more intimate volume at the rear veranda, leading to the informal gazebo and pool area. In essence, the potential of a composite structure is explored to establish a stark contrast between the environmental conditions at the ground level versus the terrace room above. Below, walls govern the intense sunlight through smaller apertures, heightening the sense of interiority. This lower section of the dwelling is best enjoyed during late mornings and afternoons. Above, walls recede, allowing the RCC framework and glass to fashion a more extroverted space, opening itself to the towering trees outside and ideal for soirees and late-night gatherings.